Is that how a war brain like yours gets its kicks? By planning the death of innocent people? No, by causing the death of innocent people. Hey guys, welcome to SuperMarcelWorld. Welcome to this special retro review for Superman the movie. Today is the film's 40th anniversary and it also happens to be my #1 favorite movie ever. Everyone has that one movie that means more to them than any other film. This is mine. What the film does to me is pretty indescribable. I'll try in this retro review, but you know, the movie is just pure magic. And be prepared, the word magic is used a lot in this retro review. Every once in a while a film comes along where everything just seems to fall into place and pure magic is created. And this is the perfect example of that kind of film. The film amazed me as a boy and it still amazes me today. There's not one viewing that goes by without my heart racing like a madman. The film is directed by the great Richard Donner, who also directed The Omen and the Lethal Weapon franchise. So let's stop talking and start with this retro review for Superman the movie. Oh yeah! You really shouldn't smoke, you know, Miss Lane.
Don't tell me. Lung cancer, right?
Well, not yet, thank goodness. The story. Kal-el, the last son of the dying planet Krypton, is sent to Earth to survive. The superpowered infant is raised by the Kents and they name him Clark. Years later, as a young man, Clark discovers his heritage and also the magical crystals from his home planet. Through these crystals, he is able to communicate with his late father jor-el. Eventually, he is introduced to mankind and he becomes the world's greatest hero, Superman. As Superman, he has to face evil mastermind Lex Luthor and his evil scheme, while also discovering love and affection for reporter Lois Lane. Guilty, 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 guilty. What I like. The cast. Now let's get the obvious out of the way. Christopher Reeve is the ultimate Superman. He made the role his own. He didn't play Superman, he became Superman. And what he did was just magical. The film has a lot of magical elements, but if it came down to just one guy or just one thing, it is Christopher Reeve and his performance. Besides Reeve, we also have the captivating charm and wits of Margot Kidder as Lois Lane, and the great Gene Hackman plays a fun but also menacing version of Lex Luthor, Superman's arch nemesis. It's the chemistry between Reeve and Kidder that really sells the film, because if your love story doesn't work, the whole film doesn't work. It's something really special, and the most amazing scene is the interview. Superman meets Lois for an interview and you know, they're clearly flirting throughout the whole scene and the chemistry just oozes off the screen. It's amazing. It's cute, it's funny, there are piercing eyes, glares, stutters, nervous smiles. It's beautiful, romantic and just perfect. It's such a terrific scene. It has lots of funny moments, but one of the funniest moments might be when they just returned from their flight. Lois flew along with Superman and she's totally baffled and amazed and like kind of out of this world and dreamy, almost hypnotized. And Superman says, "We forgot to time ourselves." And Lois can't stop staring into his blue eyes and just in a dreamy way kind of says, Margaret Kidder was really on point in those scenes. She's terrific. Effects and design. The effects used for the film to make Superman fly were groundbreaking at the time. Before this film, the flying scenes were very cheesy or animated. But in this film they use different and new techniques in order to make you believe that a man can fly. And to me it's perfect. I'll never forget as a boy how glued to the screen I was and how hypnotized I was by seeing him fly. That was amazing. It captivated me then and it still captivates me now. Another huge charm of this film is its design. The costumes, the spaceship, the Fortress of Solitude, the miniature models. It's all so beautiful, especially the scenes on Krypton and the Fortress of Solitude. You know, that whole design with the crystal-like beams throughout the whole fortress. It's just amazing. And you know, they totally built that set. Nowadays they would just make a few of those pieces in front of a blue or green screen and fill the rest in with a computer. Back then they made the whole frickin' thing. Wow. It's a unique and beautiful style, especially for the 70s, an era where effects were pretty much cheesy most of the time. The score. The film's score is done by the greatest film composer of all time. This man is responsible for the most iconic and greatest film themes ever. Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Jaws and Harry Potter. Superman's main theme is so mesmerizing and so fantastic and so magical. There it is again. It's just perfect. But also the love theme from the film is really sweet and beautiful. Easy, miss. I've got you.
You got me? Who's got you?
What I don't like. The bombs. Near the end of the film, Lois dies and Superman decides to turn back time by flying around Earth in the opposite direction. I know, it's really kind of cheesy and it's really pushing the limits of imagination, but somehow in a crazy way it works. It just works. I can't really explain it. Maybe it's because I see it through child's eyes. You know, when you grow up watching a film, you kind of still see it the way you saw it then. And maybe I'm a little bit in denial that this is totally bonkers. But anyways, like I said, it kind of works. So I can't really hate that. But the one thing I always really disliked about this is he turns back time to save Lois. But by reversing time, those two rockets that caused all the mayhem and Lois's death are also still there. Because he took care of one, the other one exploded, Lois died, and then he decided to turn back time. So if he turns back time and Lois is back, the rockets are back as well. And not addressing this is either lazy or stupid. Running alongside the train. Isn't Clark supposed to be on the down low? You know, nobody should know about his powers. If people discovered what he's like and where he lived, all kinds of crazy stuff might happen. But here he is running alongside a train, a full train full of people, and he totally exposes himself. Not that way, you dirty bastard. You can clearly see him. It's not like he's too far away to notice him. You can clearly see him over there. But you know, Clark was young and maybe was a little naive and boys just want to have fun, you know? So I kind of can forget the fact that he shouldn't expose himself, but he was just maybe trying to have some fun. But what's something I can't really wrap my head around is nobody in that whole freaking train filled with people, nobody sees him except for that girl, Lois Lane. Come on, really? Fading clothes. In one scene, in the Daily Planet, Clark jumps out of a window to turn into Superman. But the office, the Daily Planet office, which he jumps out of, is totally crowded with employees. So my first problem is A, nobody sees him. Really? And B, what I hate the absolute most about this film is that during his fall, his clothes, his Clark Kent clothing, just totally fades away and he's Superman. What? Really? This was lame to me as a boy, and it's lame to me today.
Otis, is that the newspaper I asked you to get me?
Yeah, why am I not reading it?
Because I haven't given it to you yet?
Right. Most magical moment. It has to be the helicopter rescue. Lois Lane and a helicopter hanging from the side of a building, and it's a terrible accident, and people downstairs are panicking and everybody's looking up, oh my god. And then Lois falls, and Superman, it's his first rescue as Superman. Nobody has seen him up to this point. And Clark just runs towards the camera, rips open that shirt, swings to a door, flies up, people are amazed, and he catches Lois. And it's also one of the funniest moments in the film where he says, "Easy miss, I've got you." And she's like, "You got me, who's got you?" It's such an awesome scene. And what's also great about it is that the moment he catches her, you're relieved, he got her. And there's a joke, so it's a lighter tone. But then the helicopter crashes down. So you're going from adrenaline to relief and funny to adrenaline once again. And it's such a roller coaster ride. It's such an amazing scene. And I think it will have to be my favorite scene in the entire film. Would you like a glass of wine?
No thanks. I never drink when I fly.
Did you know? Director Cameo. The director of the film, Richard Donner, has a small cameo after the first rescue and people are on the street watching TV in a store window, and even Clark walks by and one guy says to Clark, "That'll be the day, huh? That'll be the day a man can fly." And that man is played by Richard Donner. Darth Vader. To get in superhero shape, Christopher Reeve was trained by David Prowse. And David Prowse is the man who played Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy. Quick change. After their first flight, Superman takes Lois home. She says goodbye to Superman, and in one shot she turns around, freezes for 1 or 2 seconds, and then the doorbell rings. And in that same shot she walks to the door, and there is Christopher Reeve as Clark Kent. And you would assume that Reeve did a really quick costume change, and I can see people behind the scenes, combing his hair, taking his glasses and putting everything on and off. And that's what you would expect, but that's not the way it happened. The moment you see Lois from behind waving bye to Superman, the shot of Christopher Reeve as Superman waving and taking off is previously shot footage on a projector screen. Lois Margaret Kidder is in front of a projector screen playing that footage, and the real Christopher Reeve is ready in his Clark Kent outfit behind that door. Boom! Movie magic.
Mommy, Whiskey was stuck in a tree and this man swooped out of the sky and gave him to me.
Haven't I told you to stop telling lies?
Overall, Superman the movie is my #1 movie of all time, and that will never ever change. It's such an amazing, perfect, almost perfect, and magical film to me, and it does so much to me. It makes my heart race and gets me all, it really gets me going, and I love it. I just love everything about it, well, almost everything about it. Mostly Christopher Reeve, Margaret Kidder, their chemistry, and just the film's magic. It's such an awesome ride. Richard Donner really created something unique here, based on a script by the writer of The Godfather, Mario Puzo. It really takes the time on the story, developing the characters, their love story. The effects are great, they were groundbreaking at the time, and it has plenty of action and fun throughout. It's the perfect balance of all things good. The film has a name of being the best superhero movie ever, and that's not just because it's my favorite, but a lot of people in the industry say so. The film has been a blueprint and a huge inspiration for directors like Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder, Bryan Singer, and Marvel's Kevin Feige. I give Superman the movie 10 out of 10 Supermans. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching. How do you feel about Superman the movie? Do you love it as much as I do? Do you think it's alright? Don't you like it at all? Whatever is your opinion, let me know below. We'll talk. If you have the time, hit that like button, maybe subscribe to see what I'll do next, or check out some of my other videos which you kinda might like. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope to see you back next time. Bye!